More trade talk now, this time around the Washington football team and Anthony Miller. Could a trade go down? Now, as we've mentioned before, Bleacher Report made a trade for each team. And a lot of these were bad. They were like, this is wildly overvaluing a player. This doesn't fit a team need whatsoever. And they suggested that Washington trade for Anthony Miller. Now, Anthony Miller is on the market. Whenever a team like the Bears leaks there's trade interest around a player, it means there is no interest. And they want interest. And Bleacher Report mentioned Miller as a buy low candidate. And it makes me wonder if there was a typo in this article, like across the board, because they did this many times, mentioning buy lows, and then suggesting the Bears get a third-round pick for Anthony Miller, which makes absolutely no sense. This is a nonsensical trade for Washington. Doesn't really fill a need, and it's a major overpay for a guy who hasn't been that productive lately. Allow me to be blunt. It's a trash trade. This does not make sense. This would be a move that you go, wait, they just did, huh? What? Why would that make sense for Washington? Long story short, it really doesn't. So with the Anthony Miller conversation in mind here, let me know what you guys think. What would you be willing to trade for Anthony Miller? Because I think his value right now is like a 6th or a 7th round pick. I'm talking late day 3. And that's what BR meant. They meant to put down day 3 instead, wrote 3rd round instead. It doesn't make sense to me. So let me know. What would you trade for Anthony Miller? Now in 2020, 49 grabs, 485 yards, 2 touchdowns. Okay, that's not that bad. That's got some semblance of value here in terms of making an impact. The issue is for Anthony Miller, wasn't even his best year. You could argue even that was maybe his worst year, because from an average perspective, from a yards per catch viewpoint, well, it certainly was. 2018, his first year, 7 touchdowns, red zone machine. You're like, oh yeah, this guy, he's going to be an impact player for us. 2019, more receptions, touchdowns dip, but hey, maybe he emerges as like a legitimate number 2 receiver in Chicago, and that never happened. He really lost out in the end to Mooney. Like the Bears haven't utilized him nearly the way that, frankly, I myself thought he was going to be utilized coming out of college. Now, Washington last year, Miller, he probably better than Cam. He could be wide receiver too. Yes, except for this. Washington has already overhauled their receiver room. If you're trading a 3rd round pick, you're saying Anthony Miller makes this team. Well, Terry McLaurin's he's going to start. Curtis Samuel's going to start. Diami Brown's going to play a huge role, probably as a 3rd round pick himself. So that means you're giving up a 3rd round pick for a guy at best who's going to be wide receiver 4 for you? Like, what are you doing? And you've got Adam Humphries, Cam Sims, Steven Sims was their 3rd leading receiver last year in terms of catches. Kelvin Harmon, Antonio Gandy-Golden. The Washington football team does not need Anthony Miller. Frankly, that's a stupid trade idea.